Hello and welcome to another episode of HW Straight Drive with me Anil Rajpurohit and our sports editor Mahesh Kuti. India will be playing New Zealand in the third match after registering 2 victories against South Africa and Australia. But the worry for the Indian cricket is the injury, or rather said, Shikhar Dhawan has been ruled out for the ICC tournament for 3 weeks. So Mahesh, with Shikhar Dhawan being out, is this a problem of worry for India?
No doubt about that. Shikhar Dhawan had just scored a century, a brilliant century against Australia, and he seemed to be back in form. And you know what? He and Rohit Sharma form a very good opening pair. Now with Shikhar Dhawan out of the tournament for 3 weeks, India will have to get another opener. Probably, it should be KL Rahul, but India will definitely feel the absence of Shikhar Dhawan.
So with Shikhar Dhawan being ruled out, do you think Rishabh Pant would be called back to the team?
See, there are a lot of talks about who is going to be called back into the team. I mean, as a replacement for Shikhar Dhawan. Definitely, Rishabh Pant is one player that everybody would be expecting to be called into the Indian team. But another player that they might call could be Ajinkya Rahane. Rahane is an opener and he is playing league cricket in England. So he is acclimatized to that condition. So it would not be a bad idea to call him. Whether they play him or not, but he being in the squad could do a lot of good.
So with Shikhar Dhawan being ruled out, so definitely KL Rahul would open for Rohit Sharma. So do you think the problem of number 4 is again been present in the Indian team?
See, before the World Cup, this was all a problem. Now, if you see, most of the Indian batsmen are all in form. You look at somebody like Dhoni is in form, Hardik Pandya is in form. We don't know about Kedar Jadhav because he hasn't batted. But all these players are in form. So we might get either Shankar or Karthik to come in at number 4. And you never know, if the Indian openers and Virat Kohli take it till about the 30th over, you might still get Hardik Pandya to bat at number 4 and followed by Dhoni. So it's not too much of concern for us, but yeah, it could be either Shankar or Dinesh Karthik.
So with 2 wins in last 2 matches, do you think the Indian team is all settled down in the World Cup?
They look to be a well-oiled machine right now. All departments have been well taken care of. The engine room is firing, and we all realize the importance of the first top 3, scoring runs. In India, in the Indian matches, both the matches, one of the openers has gone on to score a century. Now, when that thing happens, we know that we are in control of the game. The bowlers have bowled well, though they gave away a lot of runs in the match against Australia, but then they were chasing 352 runs, so they had a lot of runs at the bank. So that could be one reason why they were not that, stringent in doing that. But yeah, it should be fun to see the match against New Zealand, because New Zealand has also won both the matches. So this is one match where both the teams haven't lost a single game. So one team, in all probability, will lose one game, provided rain doesn't come into it.
So how 2 matches has been washed? I think 2 matches have been washed out by rain. Is rain playing an important factor in this year's tournament?
When you play in England, you're always careful about the fact whether it's going to rain or not, because it keeps raining during the summer. Unfortunately, South Africa was at the receiving end yesterday. Pakistan's match against Sri Lanka was also washed off. Now, Pakistan will feel bad because they would have expected to defeat Sri Lanka. West Indies look to be in good form and were in a good position because they got rid of both the openers in two batsmen against South Africa. They also look to be in total control. So all these things will play a big role in terms of who will reach the semi-finals. The main issue is going to be, as we progress, run rate is also going to be a very important thing. So when India go out to play, if they're going to lose the game, they should ensure that they don't lose very badly, because run rate finally might decide the number 4 spot.
Talking about the Indian team, the Indian batting looks good, but of the bowling department, do you think the selection of both the wrist spinners have been justified?
Both the spinners have bowled well. Maybe Kuldeep hasn't bowled as well as Chahal, because Chahal got a lot of wicket. Kuldeep's problem is that he's slow in the air. And when you're so slow in the air, you're easily picked for runs. But he's improving. I would want to see how he bowls against Pakistan if he's taken in the match against Pakistan, because Pakistan is a team that plays spin bowling very well. So if Kuldeep can bowl well there, see, all these players like Australia and South Africa have played Kuldeep Yadav a lot. So there's no mystery behind his bowling. Pakistan may be the one team that wouldn't have never played Kuldeep Yadav. So he could be the surprise element for them. But these days, with all these videos and all these things happening, I don't think there's too much of mystery. But I would really like to see how Kuldeep Yadav bowls against Pakistan.
So what should be Indian team's strategy against the game against New Zealand?
Well, it's simple. You score 1 run more than New Zealand and you win the match. It's as simple as that. But having said that, the toss is going to play a very important role. Against Australia, when the toss happened, it was bright sunshine. Virat Kohli took the option of batting first, scored 350 runs because it was beautiful conditions to bat. And then we were able to restrict. Remember, India, we all talk about India's batting, but India's bowling is very good with somebody like Bumrah and Chahal as two very good bowlers. And then you have Bumrah and all these, Bhuvi and all these guys coming in and chipping in. India have got a formidable bowling lineup as if not the best in the world, at least they're one of the best in the world. So the bowlers will play a big role. The batsmen will have to go out and score runs. Remember, you're playing New Zealand. If the conditions are heavy, the sky is dark and gloomy, New Zealand is a tough opponent. Because these are conditions that they feel very much at home. Because back in New Zealand, you have these kind of conditions where there's a lot of breeze and overcast condition. And their bowling lineup is very good. They've got Trent Boult, Henry, Ferguson and Neesham. So 4 very good bowlers who can exploit conditions. So India will be well advised to be careful when they play New Zealand.
So both teams winning 2-2 matches in the previous game. Do you think the New Zealand team has an upper hand because they already defeated India in the practice game?
These practice games, according to me, have no value. But this is serious cricket. This is the business part of the cricket match, right? So while yes, they will feel a little confident. See, most of these New Zealand players have played in the IPL, so they've just finished playing cricket and they've gone. So they understand a lot. They will be able to understand the strength and weaknesses of most Indian players. Because if you see, there could be a player in each of the franchisee. So they would know the strength, weaknesses of Indian players. That is the only disadvantage in the IPL because you give out a lot of secrets. But I think it will be very interesting to see how the Indians will cope against the Kiwis' bowling attack.
So who would be India's key player for this game against New Zealand?
Now that Shikhar Dhawan is not there, a lot of responsibility will be on Rohit Sharma. Because, well, KL Rahul is a fabulous player because even the other day he came and he started hitting straight away. Rohit Sharma's innings will be very important. And if both the openers again this time also give a good opening stand, then players like Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni, Hardik Pandya can come and score runs. So to me, the openers will be very important. And when it comes to bowling, I think Chahal and Bumrah will be the people expected to perform.
Talking about the New Zealand team looks good, but who according to you would be the key player for the New Zealand squad?
See, New Zealand's bowling is very strong, but I don't know whether their batting is as strong as their bowling. Because if you look, they've got Guptill and Munro. They can hit the ball hard, they can hit it long, all that accepted. Other than Williamson, they don't have a player who can actually bat for 50 overs, score runs, hold an end together. So he's a very, very important member in the New Zealand side. So for New Zealand to perform well in all the matches, not only the match against India, Williamson will have to play a big role. I would be tempted to see the New Zealand pace attack, how they bowl, but in batting it has to be Williamson and to some extent Ross Taylor because of his experience.
So what do you have final prediction for the game?
See, England is a place where it's extremely difficult to predict simply because the weather conditions play a big role. Now, overcast conditions, a team that wins the toss, puts the opposition into bat, can get half the side out for less than 100 runs. On the other side, if it's bright and sunny, the team that wins the toss decides to bat first, like what we did against Australia, score runs, the whole scenario changes. So it'll take a brave man to say who will win. But if I were to be asked with a gun kept on my temple asking me who would win, I think I would say India would win.
So with both teams winning 2 matches in the previous games and with Shikhar Dhawan being injured, although the Indian teams look at the down, but the one thing is for sure that we will see a good quality of cricket. So we'll meet you in the next episode. Till then, it's goodbye from all of us.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.